Here it is, July 12th, 2019, and I still only seen maybe 6 episodes of Ryusoulger. Not quite sure how I feel about that. Like, should I pursue it? I don't know. Like, dinosaurs and annoying characters and kind of. I don't know. I guess I just kind of long for Super Sentai, at least in terms of characters and things like that, where they weren't so silly, haha, and big visual jokes and gags and things like that. So I guess I just kind of like that's what I'm looking for in Super Sentai. Like, not necessarily more serious, but just how can I describe it? Like Ninja. Could they like tone that down, please? Just I don't know. I just like have. I mean, I completely skipped Juoger. I saw 3 or 4 episodes ish of Lupin versus Pat. Uh, I think the Ninja was the last one where I saw more than 6 episodes. That was the last time. That was like half the show at that point, and I had to force myself to watch it. To be fit, and the toy line wasn't even that good. Actually, the Ninja had one of the worst selling toy lines ever. So, like, should I continue to speak about this? I mean, don't get me wrong, this is fourth wave material we're talking about here. So, like, I don't know any of the relations between any of the mech or anything, like, other than. I mean, Super Sentai follows a formula, so it's kind of easy to figure out where everything is and what's happening. But after, Kishiryu Neptune, which I don't care about, and. Was it Daima Volcano, I think is what it was called? Or was it Spina Volcano? I don't care anymore. No, Daima Volcano was. Or was it? Or was it Spino Vulcan? I can't even remember the third wave stuff that I did like 3 months ago. I can't even remember it. So so speaking of late to the party, today is the 12th, and all of these pictures popped up yesterday. Now I learned a lesson from what was the show last year that I totally don't have any toys from. What was the show last year? Oh yeah, it was Lupin. It was Lupin v Pat. What am I talking about? So, anyways, last year I did a reaction video, and then like 2 days later or a day later, however long it was, more pictures came out and clarified pictures came out, and so I ended up doing a second recording reacting to the clearer pictures that we'd been delivered. So, even though these pictures came out yesterday, and obviously we'll be getting the official studio photographs outside of the scans that you're going to be seeing here. I could wait until then, but on the other hand, who would pay attention to it at this point? You know, uh, 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 uh. I kind of like the idea of putting down these reaction videos, not just for. Well, let me try that again. I put these initially. I started out with these reaction videos as like putting my 2 cents on the record so that I could go back later on and see, oh yeah, that's how I was feeling about that. Oh wait, didn't I miss that? Didn't I know that at the time? No, I didn't. So originally, this was kind of a selfish thing, and then just people kind of latched onto it. So, but on the other hand, I've got over 1,300 subscribers, and barely 300 of you watch these things. So like, should I even bother making these initial reaction videos? Is there anything I could do to tighten this up somehow, other than, not talk as much about them as I do? I don't know. Maybe I just need an edge in how I do this. Maybe I should get some kooky special effects, or I should get a gimmick, some flashy visual effects or something like that. Maybe that'll get people's attention. I should do quick edits or choppy edits and stuff like that. I don't know. But just. And I'll put a poll up when this video gets published. I'm gonna put a poll down in the community section. Look there, and like, do you want me to continue these react to or initial reaction, first reveal pictures? Do you want me to do those, or do you want me to just discontinue and not even bother at this point? Yeah, I would like to keep making them because I like voicing my 2 cents about it, and I know there's a couple of you who still care what I think about things, but the view counts are kind of small. And I don't monetize. I make no money off of my channel just because I don't want to mess with that entire world of bullshit that's happening right now. I don't want to give YouTube any of my money, is kind of my point. Um, so, like, should I even bother continuing to make these things? Does anybody care? Don't just let me know in the comments below. Please do leave comments, absolutely. But if you have some extra minute or two of time on your hands, go to that community section, wherever it is, over there, whatever it is. Go to the community section. So you go to my homepage, and then or you go to my channel homepage, and then you'll look at the tabs. It'll say community, and there'll be a poll listed there. They'll say, do you want this or do you not want this? So if you could take the time to do either one, I'd appreciate that. And in case you haven't noticed, I don't have any. I'm not putting a bunch of ads. Like this video was sponsored by blah 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 blah. Before I continue on with this analysis, here's a 5-minute built-in commercial. You know, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not playing that game. It's just, do you want me to bother continuing with these or not? Please let me know either. Let me know either way, please. Oh, the other thing I don't do is I don't tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that shit. Because, like, you're going to do that whether I tell you to or not. So, like, why do I even need to voice it? Why do I need to. Is it absolutely necessary to prompt you to do those things? So, word of mouth is, how I advertise. So, I'll shut up on the matter. So, yeah, the fourth wave images from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger have popped up yesterday. And I decided to wait a day, and we'll see if my efforts paid out. Now, I kind of sort of blurred my vision, crossed my eyes, and was like, okay, so I know there's at least 3 pictures I'm going to be reacting to, so we'll see what happens. And right now, the most reliable site, as of this recording, most reliable site is jefusion.com, and obviously I'll have a link in the description so you can check the images directly. I just before I started, I should point out that just before I started recording, I also looked over at tokunation.com or news.tokunation.com. I looked over there, and they only have 2 pictures. So I don't know. Obviously, all this is going to get updated eventually. So whatever. So it says here on JE Fusion, the fourth quarter toy catalog features the newest Kishiryu in the form of a blue pterosaur. Ooh, the the Yoku Ryuo, and probably Ryusoul Red's new power-up item, the Max Ryusoul Changer, which grants Ko to transform into Max Ryusoul Red. They could have worded that a little differently. Could this be a nod to Abba Ranger's Abare Max, which I was just thinking, as we can clearly see that the attachment for the Max Ryusoul Changer looks like Abare Red's Dino Blaze Brace. That's probably it. I mean, if they're gonna, I mean, it's even difficult for me to say Max Ryusoul Red and Max Ryusoul Changer without accidentally slipping into Max Ryu O. It's just one syllable away, or 2 symbols, 2 kanji, something like that. So yeah, it probably is at that point. If it's going to be a nod, why not? God, not only are we revisiting dinosaurs like 4 years earlier than we ordinarily do, but we're already doing like a callback to something previously without being an homage, without being an Easter egg, without being a crossover. Well, sometimes a do-over works well, but Super Sentai doesn't do do-overs a lot. Okay, so moving on. So I've been kind of crossing my eyes at this point, and well, it's a completely new. Wait, does it transform into an egg? Oh my god, I think it does. It transforms into an egg, and what is that claw thing? Well, this is the preview page, so let's see if we get a better zoom in. Was it Max Ryusoul Changer? Max Ryusoul Changer. That's what this one is. Which is a handheld claw thing, which is nice. Which is a good thing to have around. They've done that a couple of times. The most prominent example for me that comes to mind is what was that stupid thing? Well, it wasn't stupid. I totally forgot the white Geki Ranger's name? I totally forgot his name. It's been long enough I don't remember. Geki Chopper. That was his name. His name is Geki Chopper, which is great because it has something to do with chopping. Anyways, I kind of sort of liked his the changer or whatever it was. Like it had a blade that folds back and forth, and then it had fingers that don't pose, but they're kind of fingertip laser blaster thingy, whatever it is. But it was so awkward to have the thing fold down, and then your hand is grabbing onto it, and then the fingers stick out the side like this, and then you've got the claw sitting off to the side, or the blade was sitting off to the side. But then you could also take one of the, I totally forgot the name of it, the Geki Claw or whatever it is. I don't remember what it was called. I'll have a picture over there. Would sit in the top of it, which in theory is a good idea, but considering Geki Chopper never actually used that claw, or if he did, I totally don't remember it because he was using that weapon the whole time. It was an interesting idea, but I'll just say that Gundam Exia did it better. Just saying. So this is some kind of second attempt, and I don't know what they're trying to do. If they're moving parts on it, I don't see it, other than on the back. Oh, it looks like you insert the Ryusoul in, and then it folds in half. Which, eh. But and then there's a button. Clearly, this is a handle. The thing sits on top of your hand, and then there's a button for your handle. So it's like this, and then you can hang on to the handle and you press the button. So nothing particularly inspiring here. I mean, it's okay. I'm probably not gonna get it, so yeah, whatever. So this is the Yoku Ryuo, which is the blue one, which is a picture that basically gets cut off. Oh, it just attaches to the top of Tiramigo, and that gives it a backpack. Remember, Ava, these are parts formers. These are parts formers we're talking about here. So that's considering the fact that it's got Lego studs on its crotch and its chest and the side of its arms. Oh, one of these arms is not symmetrical. Well, except that they are, but one of them has an additional shield claw thingy, I guess. Well, the sad thing is it's going to have a knee joint, but it's not going to have a hip joint, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to pull up JE Fusion because these pictures are so small. Or not JE Fusion, Tokenation. I'm already looking at Tokenation. Honestly, I'm a little more interested in the Kamen Rider Zero One roleplay weapons. Although I'd like to see the mech a little bit more. But, it's an interesting gimmick, whatever, so, let's see if these are any different. That's not different. And that's not different. Yeah, so even after 24 hours, these pictures haven't changed very much. So we haven't seen any combination. Well, there is, except that it's very much cut off. I don't understand why these pictures are being released piecemeal like this. I don't understand. Should I wait to do this until tomorrow? Give them another day? What is today's Friday, right? Yeah, today's Friday. So, should I wait until, maybe Sunday? Because, the extra information will come up tomorrow or something like that. I don't want to record these more than once, because, initial reactions, whatever. But there's so little information here that it's difficult for me to comment on what's going on because the way these pictures were cropped, I don't know. Let's see. Even the third quarter catalog information, they had better stuff. They had better high res, or they had better resolution and full pictures as opposed to the cutout whatchamacallit. So that is why I'm questioning whether I should even bother making this video or not. I'm aware that Gaia Sorg exists, but how he fits into, like, does he have his own mecha, and is it going to be part of, and is he a Ryusoulger? I don't know. I haven't, like, I've heard the rumor and I can participate in the rumor, but I haven't seen enough of the show to the point where he's even appeared that I can make guesses like that. So is he going to get his own mecha? I can't say for certain. I honestly don't know. I'm just doing a generic web search for pictures from Ryusoulger, and a whole lot of nothing's kind of coming up. Let's see. So I just looked up. Well, on the Ranger wiki, it's called the Kishiryu Pteranodon, which is what they're okay. Which changes into the Yoku Ryuo, which has a better picture of the Robo than what I've seen so far. Not a whole lot, though. You know, this looks kind of flat. You know, just it's like, except for the Pteranodon's head and whatever kibble might be hanging out on the back. Although the weird thing about it, oh, okay, my point is it's very flat, except for the feet and the Pteranodon's head on the chest. It's very narrow, which is strange. Strange. Um, and then the wings come out the sides, and then it has the one thing on the forearm. And then, of course, it has a Ryu soul as the head, of course. So, but anyways, additional formations. It says pit mode. That's what the egg is. It's called pit mode. P-I-T, pit mode. But here's the great part. The combined form with Tiramigo is called the Ryuso Gatai Tiramigo, which I suppose is very clever. It's the combination of Pteranodon and Tiramigo, but it's still called Tiramigo. That's a very interesting choice, but I still can't see what the heck that picture is. Oh, I messed up. It's did I mess up? Oh no, I didn't mess up because it's not listed here. Okay, so according to the wiki, it's Pteranodon, not Pteranodon. It's Terrar 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 Pterodon, which is not a word. Like, you want to say Pteranodon, but it's Terrarodon or Terrardon. Instead of an N, they have a second R in there. So Terrardon. I don't know. And then it's Tiramigo, except with a P on the front. Whatever. Just whatever. Actually, I'm gonna save that picture because at least it's the whole robo for a change. That picture on JE Fusion gets cut off at the top and the bottom. I don't know why, but they just do. Weird. Um, it looks like Terrardon, Terrardon. I don't know. Terrardon is going to be used. Yeah, I guess they said already. So is this an accessory? Does this count as an accessory mecha, or is it an actual? Because the weird thing is, we're getting fourth quarter information at almost mid-July. Does that? I don't understand. How does that how does that work? I mean, I understand, like, Ryusoulger aired 1 month later than Super Sentai has for literally decades. And that's fine. But then you have to adjust for the fact that the series is either going to have fewer. The series Ryusoulger is either going to have fewer episodes, or they've shifted the entire schedule so that it's always going to air a month later than it used to. So, like, they're shifting the entire schedule so that there's, instead of ending in January and then starting in February, it'll end in February and start in March. So, like, they're like, because you remember back when Was it Kamen Rider Decade? Was it Decade or Double? I don't remember because I don't watch Kamen Rider. Somebody asked how I felt about Kamen Rider. I was like, I haven't seen enough of them to have any, be able to make any fair judgments. Anyways, previously, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider used to begin and end at the same time of year. But then when Decade came out, which was only half of a season, it flipped the whole schedule. So now Super Sentai begins in is that right? Yeah, Super Sentai begins in February, but then Kamen Rider starts in summer. It's like late July or early August. So they literally start a half year apart from each other. I suppose it makes the crossbreeding of the two franchises work a little better, or not crossbreeding, but like crossover events. Like they can, one is established, one's leaving while the other one comes in, something to that effect. I don't know. Or maybe it opens the possibility of more crossovers because you're always going to have the two different series overlapping with each other. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. But in any event, are they attempting to do the same thing with excuse me with Ryusoulger? Like they debuted it 1 month later than what they usually do, but we're getting the information on the toys so early because by this point we should be. Well, actually, no. It's in August or September when we get the what's it called? When we get the copyright information, when the copyright filings are made for the succeeding series or whatever it is. We find out next month when the legal leaks, the leaks start happening. We find out about that. But we're just now getting the fourth quarter stuff. And I can't decide, what are they trying to do? Are they just saying that Ryusoulger is going to have fewer episodes? Because ordinarily it's 50 episodes per series, anywhere from 48 to 50 episodes, sometimes 52, because they'll do like 2 episodes on the same weekend or something like that. But anyways, are they trying to? I know this is off topic, but I mean, it's not like there's anything I can really talk about. You can't see any combinations other than Tiramigo, and that's just kind of fire, or it's kind of ice and water ice, and there's some charcoal mixed in, and I can't really see any alternate modes. So at this point, I'm just shooting the breeze. So like, are they shifting the schedule, the shooting not shooting schedule, but are they shifting? I mean, which doesn't really matter what time of year the show starts and ends. That doesn't really matter so much. But what I'm questioning is how long the series is going to end. Because ordinarily they run anywhere from 48 to 52 episodes each series. Usually, in the last 2 years it's been about 50 episodes. Um, but because they debuted a whole month later, if assuming that they go 50 episodes, or that they were planning to go the typical 50 episodes, well, you have to take away at least 4 episodes to compensate for the fact that nothing happened in March. That also means that Lupin versus Pat was extended by a month. It ran longer than usual. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about the Super Sentai battle thingy. What was it greatest hero battle or something to that effect? Which I haven't seen any of those. And so, like, is Ryusoulger going to be a shorter season than usual, or are Bandai Toyplex attempting to shift the entire series so that it begins airing in March instead of in February? Is that what they're trying to do? I don't know. This is such a dud of a recording, and there's so little information here that I kind of don't care. If I didn't know better, I'd say that Terrerdon is kind of looks like a shell former, but I'm not certain. It's very strange. And oh, by the way, it's a parts former, which, well, is it? Yeah, it kind of is. I don't know. I mean, this might be the first mecha in the entire line where it actually transforms, where it actually, everything stays together. The exception being, no, it looks like the Dino mode's head stays attached in the chest. So maybe it like flips over or something like that. But then you also have that pit mode, like the pit of a fruit. Maybe Is that what they're talking about? The pit mode? P-I-T mode? Maybe it's pet mode. P-E-T. I don't know. It's hard to say. But it's going to be the same size as Kishiryu and Kishiryu Neptune and Kishiryu Jin. Kishiryu Jin being the summer movie exclusive repaint. Well, slight remold repaint. Um, and the claw thingy is just kind of meh. You know, if the claws could actually bend down, so it'd be kind of, you either have the claw mode or you've got the fist mode. It could be the claw like this, or it could be folded down like this to be implied it's like a fist of some kind. That might be interesting, but I don't care. Just meh. I don't care. So I'm kind of getting a whole lot of nothing out of this right now. Yokuryu. Yokuryu. It kind of looks nice. I might not have gone with those colors. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? I just realized there's a lot of transparent blue plastic on display here. It's been a long time since I used transparent plastic. Because, at least to a significant degree like this, where it's actually integrated into armor in such fashion. Let me think here. Open versus Pat. No, they didn't use a lot of. There was not a lot of transparent plastic on display. In fact, that's one of the things I complained about when I was talking about the trigger machines, where they should have the police strobe lights and things like that. Most of the time, they were either molded in red or painted red. Either way, they were not transparent. That was one of the complaints I had with trigger machines. So not that, and then Q Ranger. Well, Q Ranger they had the Q Tamas. Those were all transparent. So yeah, but the what was it? The Voyagers. That's what the Voyagers. Those didn't have a lot of the individual mecha did not have transparency. So the Q Tamas did, but the Voyagers themselves didn't. Geoger, Nenenger. No, they didn't have any transparent music, plastic. Why did I say music? Huh. Tokyuger, they didn't use any. Kyoryuger, I don't think there's any transparent plastic in there either. Go Busters, I doubt it. Gokaiger, did they have transparent plastic? And I should point out, I'm thinking transparent plastic in terms of mecha, not necessarily weapons. Because um, with Gokaiger, I've got the Gokai Spear, and the edges of the anchor mode, or the actual edges of the blades, you know what I mean? Those were transparent. I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. For Q Ranger, their weapons also had transparent blades and stuff like that. So, but I'm not talking about roleplay. I'm specifically talking about mecha. So Gokaiger didn't have a lot. Didn't have any. Yeah, Gokaiger didn't have any mecha with transparent parts on them. Except I was wrong. I proved myself wrong. Pipe Striker. There's transparent plastic here, and also on the other side here. So, yeah, there is. It's kind of disappointing. I've got my Gokaiger stuff in such close proximity. It's kind of easy to reach up here, and yet I struggle to, get some of my other designs. Maybe I should swap up. Okay. Anyways, Gosager, no, there was no transparent plastic there. Shinkinger, no, they didn't have any transparent plastic. Goanger, no, they didn't. Geki Ranger. Well, Geki Ranger did have a little bit of transparent plastic, but then again, I have to go back 10 years in order to find any mecha that had any significant amount of transparent plastic. And even then, Geki Ranger is just kind of along the bellies of the tigers, and it was the fists of Geki Toja. Or not tigers, the wildcats. They had it on their bellies for some strange reason, and then they had it in the fists of Geki Toja, and that's kind of it. The horn of Geki Fire, which was dumb, which I didn't like. The wheels of Was it Geki Penguin? I thought, or was it Geki Gwyn? Or yeah. So, in terms of Yokuryuo having a significant amount of transparent blue plastic, kind of reminds me of 2007 Bayformers Megatron. And I didn't like that toy to the point where I didn't buy any versions of it. To be fair, most trans fans didn't buy that toy either. So yeah. So what they're planning to do with Yokuryuo, I'm not entirely certain what they're planning to do here. So you know, and again, it's parts forming, which I'm not a fan of. Although at first blush, there does appear to be some actual transformation. So maybe the ankles tilt side to side. I'm not certain. There's definitely joints at the knees, but that does not mean it's articulation for robot mode. It's just a transformation joint at the very least. There may be a waist transformation joint. I'm not certain. The arms still have, the standard 45 degrees at the shoulders. The shoulders might, the entire arm might even just pop off altogether. And that's kind of all I can tell. So the knees is one, the shoulders is two joints, and that's it. And the rest is transformation. There might be in the ankles, and there might be in the hips, but I doubt there's any articulation in the hips. I seriously doubt it. Does the mouth open up on the pterodon? Pterodon? No, I don't think it does. This is boring. I mean, the color scheme is kind of nice, but like I'm just kind of shooting the breeze right now. Like I don't know what to do. Like I've got two pictures and lots of not information, and that's after waiting 24 hours. Maybe I should wait until Sunday, do this whole thing all over again. I can't. It changes into a giant egg, which I'm not. I'm really curious to see how they're going to pull that off. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care. It's just meh. It's the exact same reaction I had to. It was a Kishiryu. I was just kind of meh. I didn't hate it, but I didn't. I wasn't thrilled by it. So it's kind of the same thing here. What else do you want from me? And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in. Maybe I could talk about how the casting choices for the live-action version of Disney's The Little Mermaid's royally pissing me off to no end. I could talk about that. I could talk about Robotech being renewed for another, 35 years, even though it's not going to go anywhere at all. I could talk about social justice warriors absolutely annihilating every single franchise I've ever followed. What is this called? Wave 4, which makes no sense because we didn't have a Wave 2. Maybe I could talk about how Star Wars and Star Trek are just absolutely getting annihilated. Although I've already talked about that. God, so depressing.